All right, guys, time for some S13 action. Not really, but let's see where we get to today. So today I'm gonna be replacing the master cylinder. I'm gonna first bench bleed this one. This one's a brand new one, so I gotta bleed it. I gotta bench bleed it before I put it in to be able to take all the air out from the master. And then I'll put it in. I already loosened the lines. The lines loosened up fine. This is like a brace to hold up the master cylinder. And then there's another thing that I'm trying to figure out. On the rear, as you can see, the pads, they don't really make full contact. They make full contact with the rotor, but not the whole pad is being used. So you see that little bit right there hangs off of the edge. So I'm gonna have to figure out if I can find like some rotors that would work to use the full extent of the pads. But as you can see over here, the pad does make full contact with the rotor, so I'm not gonna have issues with it. If anything, I think it'll be fine with that little bit of hanging off. It should be okay. You just wouldn't be able to tell I guess it would just where that part would just be sticking out. It wouldn't wear at all until it gets to like right here. So we'll see what happens. I tried right now. I got some like a 05 STI rotor, which I have right here. I tried that, but that one's too big. It fits on, but the problem was that the caliper was actually hitting right here on the rotor, so it wasn't, and I couldn't mount it, so I can't use those. The next thing I'm gonna try is like a 0506 350Z with Brembos. I'm gonna try those rotors tomorrow and see if those work. If those don't work, then I'll probably just use the Z32 rotors. So let's get to this. Try to get this master in at least. Once I get that done, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start tearing apart the motor so I could take it out. I'll give you guys a little sound clip of what the noise is and what it sounds like. Once I get the master done, I'll do a little video with the engine running so you guys could hear that. And then I'm gonna just start taking off all the hoses, draining all the fluids. It doesn't look like a bad swap to swap out the motor. It doesn't look too bad at all, so that should be pretty easy. But let's get to it. Okay guys, I was able to put the master cylinder in. That's already in. I haven't bled the brake system yet. I'm gonna wait till I get my little reservoir from work, and I'll bleed all the brakes tomorrow. I'm also gonna make a little plate for the e-brakes, and then I'll bring that tomorrow, and then the brake system will be done, and then it'll just be time to swap over the motor. So I got my jumper over here. We're gonna jump it right now just so we can hear it run. We'll go turn it on.
Yep.
Nah. There it is. At idle, it sounds really smooth, but it's when you rev it up a little bit and you start hearing the knocking noise. There's the fuel pressure. It's pretty loud because it's a straight like 3-inch exhaust all the way to the back, so no resonator, no cat. But I know it's not warm yet, but this engine's gonna get taken out anyways, and I'm gonna rebuild it. So just so you guys can hear the little knock. So that's the noise it's making. That's why we're gonna swap the motors out. Shouldn't take too long, maybe like a couple days to swap it out. So it should be pretty quick. But there it is. Alternator is working good. That's the voltage. I'm not gonna do anything with the wiring. I'm gonna leave it as is, because it makes it a lot easier to diagnose when something goes wrong with it versus having the harness tucked underneath the dash. You'd have to go under the dash to be able to diagnose stuff with it. But we're getting there. So it begins. Starting to take the motor out. I'm gonna end it with, I'm gonna leave the coolant draining. I got the oil draining right there. And then tomorrow it starts. I'm gonna start taking apart the harness, setting it apart, taking off all the hoses I need to. And then I'm gonna take the hood off because it's gonna make it a ton easier. I'm still not sure if I want to take the trans with it or if I should just take it off. It looks like I have plenty of room to come forward. The only thing that would get in the way is the sway bar right there, but up front there's plenty of room for it to come forward once I get the sway bar down. So I'll take a look at it and see what all I need to do. But intercooler should stay. I'm just gonna take this pipe right here off, this pipe. It doesn't look too bad, so I hope it isn't too bad because I want to drive this thing already. So I'm gonna bust my ass off to be able to get it done.